When this soldier was deceived by his own superiors and lost a huge amount of money, his heart gradually filled with intense anger and resentment, a rage that almost no one noticed. But when it finally exploded, it led to one of the deadliest mass shootings in the history of his country. When people talk about large-scale attacks or mass shootings, countries in Asia don't usually come to mind. Most of these countries are known as safe and peaceful places, but that's not always the case. In Thailand, gun-related crimes are more common than many people think. In fact, Thailand is among the countries in Asia with the highest number of people who own firearms. Because it is legal for civilians to buy weapons, the number of crimes and killings caused by this is also high. In the southernmost part of the country, armed conflict between government forces and separatist groups has been going on for a long time. But despite this, Thailand has rarely experienced mass shootings for many years. The military also has a significant influence in Thailand, having seized control of the government several times through military coups. In 2014, the generals once again led a coup that overthrew the existing government. Later on, they even changed the constitution to maintain their power. They consider themselves as defenders of the Thai monarchy and do not hesitate to silence anyone who opposes them. One of the soldiers who belonged to this organization was Jakrapanth Thomma. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe so you can always stay updated on videos like this. He was born on April 4th, 1988. Very little is known about his childhood before he joined the military. According to reports, his family came from a small village in the province of Jakrapanth, in the northeastern part of Thailand. He studied at Jakrapanth Phakti Champhan School as part of Class 106. He is known for loving to play soccer and also regularly works out at the gym. Later on, he entered the Royal Thai Army Non-Commissioned Officers School as a cadet. Here, he demonstrated his skill in long-range marksmanship or shooting targets from long distances. He also underwent special training on ambush tactics or surprise attacks. After his training, he officially became a soldier and reached the rank of Sergeant Major. He was assigned to the 22nd Ammunition Battalion at Surat Hamfitak military camp. In 2013, while still in the military, he also created a YouTube channel which he named Armor Piercing. There, he uploaded vlogs, gameplay videos, and videos where he could be seen firing different guns at the shooting range. For several years, he was active on his channel before he eventually stopped uploading in 2019. According to his fellow soldiers, he was good at his job, but he was quiet and not very talkative. But what they didn't know was that behind his calm demeanor, intense anger was slowly building up. That anger was directed at one of his superior officers. In Thailand, holding a high rank in the military often opens the door to power and great wealth. Many officers have been able to establish their own businesses while still remaining active soldiers, but not all of these businesses operate in a clean or honest way. It is believed that Jakrapanth's own superior is involved in one of those businesses, an incident that would later serve as the spark for a tragedy that would shake all of Thailand. There have long been problems within the Thai military. Reports of some high-ranking officials taking advantage of lower-ranking soldiers, especially new recruits, are nothing new. One of the common complaints is salary deductions, where the remaining money ends up in the pockets of their superiors. Colonel Ananath Kasai, the commanding officer of Jakrapanth, is believed to be one of the officials involved in this kind of abuse of power. It is also said that his mother-in-law was involved in deceiving Jakrapanth. Not all the details of their transaction are clear, but according to reports, Jakrapanth agreed to buy a lot from the two. In a way that is not entirely clear, they were allegedly able to take advantage of the system so they no longer needed to transfer the ownership of the land to him. What's even worse, Jakrapanth was also not able to get back the money he paid as a deposit and other fees. Because of this, his anger towards Colonel Ananath and his father-in-law grew even stronger. His trust also gradually disappeared, not only in his superiors, but also in the system within the military. As the months passed, he began to tell some of his close friends about what happened with the land sale and the money he lost. He would also often mention the intense anger he felt towards his commanding officer. By February 2020, it seemed that everything had reached its breaking point. On February 7, Jakrapanth posted a message on Facebook saying, "You want to test my luck, huh?" A few hours later, he shared another one. In another disturbing message, he said, "I hope a divine power helps me survive until tomorrow." In another post, he uploaded a photo of a revolver and bullets with the caption, "It's time to make things exciting." Those who saw his post didn't pay much attention. For most people, it was just an emotional expression of anger or frustration. No one thought that what he was implying was actually serious. The next day, they would find out that he actually had a darker plan. On February 8, 2020, the day started out seemingly normal. But for Jakrapanth, that was the day he had been planning for a long time. The day of his revenge. Around noon, he posted on Facebook again. This time, it seemed like he wanted to let everyone know the reason for what he was about to do. He wrote that they got rich through deceit and taking advantage of others. Did they really think they could take that money with them to hell? A few moments after that post, he went to the city of Nakhon Ratchasima, or as the locals call it, Korat. Around 3 in the afternoon, he arrived at Colonel Ananath's house, which is located near their military camp. The officer's father-in-law was also there. It didn't take long before their conversation turned into a heated argument. In the middle of the confrontation, Jakrapanth grabbed the weapon from the colonel and attacked him in the face. Then he turned the weapon on his father-in-law and attacked him on the head as well. Many might think that his revenge would end there, but that was only the beginning. After staying for almost 30 minutes at Colonel's house, Jakrapanth left and went to Surat Surathampatak military camp, the very camp where he was assigned as a soldier. Around 4 in the afternoon, he arrived inside the base. The first place he went to was where the camp's weapons were stored. At the entrance, a soldier was assigned as a guard. Because it was a quiet day, he was just busy using his cell phone. Unbeknownst to the guard before he even approached, Jakrapanth had already seized a shotgun from a guard post. He approached the guard and even chatted as if nothing had happened. The soldier didn't suspect anything either because it was normal inside the camp to see a fellow soldier carrying a weapon. Even when Jakrapanth pointed the gun at the guard, he still didn't suspect anything. The soldiers were already used to seeing their fellow soldiers carrying weapons inside the camp. Without hesitation, the guard even turned around and started walking toward an office. At that moment, Jakrapanth suddenly fired his gun. The guard didn't fall right away after the first shot. He only staggered while desperately trying to get away, but Jakrapanth shot him again, killing him. After this, he used the shotgun to blast open the lock of the armory or weapons storage. Inside the armory, he took a lot of weapons and ammunition. He got 2 Type 11 rifles, an M60 machine gun, a bolt-action rifle, and almost 800 rounds of ammunition. After getting the weapons, he left the camp. While on his way out, he saw another officer riding a vehicle. As soon as he got out, he shot at him, injured him, and then took the vehicle before quickly escaping. Just after leaving the military base, he immediately shot at 2 police officers and 2 civilians outside. All of them were injured, and the 2 police officers sustained multiple gunshot wounds to their backs and legs. Around 4:30 in the afternoon, Jakrapanth passed by the area around Wat Pa Sadarwam, a Buddhist temple. While he was still being pursued by the authorities, he suddenly got out of the Humvee and started firing indiscriminately at people on the street. In that brief moment, 1 police officer and 8 civilians were killed. He then left one of his rifles and the M60 machine gun in the grass. Once he was sure that no one was close behind him, he got back into the Humvee and continued driving. Soon after, he posted again. 3 lives were taken in revenge. The others were for self-defense. He drove for over an hour before reaching his next destination, Terminal 21 Korat. It's a large shopping mall with an airport theme. Known for its replicas of famous places around the world, huge Lego displays, and even a carousel that attracts many families. But on that day, the once joyful place would become one of the most terrifying scenes in Thailand's history. Upon arriving outside Terminal 21, there were already many people shopping because it was a public holiday. As soon as he got out of the Humvee, he immediately fired at anyone he saw. He didn't choose his targets. Even the people who were already running to save themselves, he kept shooting at them. While doing this, he even opened Facebook and started live streaming what he was doing. In the videos, you can see him shooting at passing vehicles using his Type 11 rifle. Many drivers and passengers were killed while just trying to get away from the area. According to witnesses, Jakrapanth's skill in attacking was remarkable. Most of his attacks hit his victims directly in the head or chest. Some civilians tried to help those who were injured, but instead of saving them, they became the next targets. In a cell phone video, you can see a man getting off his motorcycle to help someone who was injured and lying on the road. But before he could get close, Jakrapanth suddenly appeared from behind the Humvee with his weapon aimed. A gunshot hit the man in the chest. He staggered, managed to take a few steps toward a bush before finally collapsing. Even outside the mall, Jakrapanth had already killed 12 civilians, while many others were injured. Some motorists started recording with their cell phones after hearing the next gunshot, but to their shock, he fired at them as well. Amidst the chaos, he uploaded another video on Facebook. While standing next to the Humvee, he made a gesture as if firing a weapon with his hand and jokingly said, "I'm tired. I can't move my finger anymore." A short while later, he blew up a gas tank that caused a huge fire around. After this, he even took a selfie with the blazing fire in the background and immediately uploaded it to Facebook. Many of his friends still don't know what's happening. They were shocked when they saw him wearing a military helmet and casual clothes, calmly standing in front of a huge fire that he himself started. Around 6 p.m., Jakrapanth entered Terminal 21. 3 hours had passed since he started his attack, and it was clear that he had no intention of stopping yet. In the mall's CCTV footage, he can be seen calmly walking inside with his rifle slung over his shoulder. He was in no hurry, as if everything happening was completely normal. As he entered, the shoppers rushed to escape. According to a female witness, she had just arrived at her car after eating when she suddenly saw the commotion. She said, "The first thing I saw was a hysterical woman running out of the mall. After that, a rider suddenly left his motorcycle and ran to get to safety. Meanwhile, those who weren't able to get out of the mall right away were left in extreme fear. Many hid inside stores and stockrooms while desperately texting or calling their families and the authorities to ask for help." Just moments after he got inside, Jakrapanth fired at the mall's security guards. One of them was killed while 2 others were seriously injured. At the same time, the police immediately closed off the entire area around Terminal 21 and enforced strict security within a radius of about 2 kilometers. Many people were safely evacuated from the mall. However, authorities still could not determine how many remained inside, people who might not be able to get out or were too afraid to try to escape. From the lower part of the mall, Jakrapanth went up to the 4th floor. Here, it is believed that he took many people hostage who were trapped inside the building. According to a survivor, she and many others hid inside a bathroom on the 4th floor while hearing continuous gunfire. After a while, they were able to slowly make their way down to the 2nd floor. But when they heard gunshots again, they were forced to hide under the tables of a restaurant, hoping they wouldn't be noticed. While the fear and chaos continued inside the mall, Jakrapanth kept posting on Facebook. He uploaded videos, messages, and even memes as if he didn't care about the tragedy happening. In one of his live streams, he repeated the reason he claimed pushed him to do what he did. They got rich by deceiving and taking advantage of others. Do they really think they can take that money with them to hell? Around 6:30 in the evening, he posted again. Death is unavoidable for everyone. While authorities were evacuating hundreds of people trapped inside the mall one by one, Jakrapanth continued to roam around different parts of the building, constantly posting on Facebook. Around 6:57 in the evening, he even asked on his account, "Can I surrender?" A few minutes later, he posted again at 7:09, and just 3 minutes later, he asked again, "Have the 3 men been killed?" It is believed that he was referring to the security guards whom he had just shot at earlier. By nightfall, things inside the mall suddenly went quiet. As the tension intensified, the authorities came up with a way to try to end the crisis without any more victims. They brought Jakrapanth's mother to the scene. While crying, she repeatedly pleaded with her son to turn himself in, but his mother's pleas had no effect. He did not come out. He did not release the people trapped inside, and he certainly did not surrender. Meanwhile, criticism against Facebook intensified because it allowed Jakrapanth to live stream and use the platform to give updates while carrying out his attack. Because of this, around 9:30 in the evening, Facebook finally shut down his account. Although many agreed with that decision, it also had a major effect. The police and even the public lost a way to monitor his movements and find out what he would do next. Between 10 and 11 in the evening, the police managed to enter the mall and rescue the hundreds of people who had been hiding for a long time. This included those who hid under the tables of the restaurant. Eventually, they were able to take control of the entire ground floor of the building. From there, they repeatedly ordered Jakrapanth to surrender. But instead of negotiating, he fired again. 2 police officers and 1 soldier were killed, while 3 others were seriously injured. Soon after, the authorities admitted that they no longer knew exactly where Jakrapanth was hiding inside the huge mall. What they didn't know was that a little after midnight, he had already moved to the basement of the building near the grocery and food court. The massive police operation continued as they searched every part of the mall. Around 2 in the morning, gunshots rang out again after authorities encountered the suspect once more. A few moments after the encounter, 2 bodies were brought out of the mall using stretchers. One of them was wearing an overcoat. According to police officials, after almost 20 minutes, 4 children and several other survivors were finally able to leave the building. Before they were finally allowed to approach, the police ordered them to raise their hands first and identify themselves. The authorities were being cautious because there was a possibility that the gunman might pretend to be a civilian in order to escape. According to the Prime Minister, a personal conflict was the root of the crime. However, he did not provide any further details while the investigation is ongoing. A volunteer rescue worker who helped inside the mall even told the media, "I have never seen anything like this before. It's all very sad. He was a soldier. He shouldn't have fired at innocent civilians who couldn't defend themselves." It was only around 4:15 in the afternoon when all the bodies were finally taken out from inside Terminal 21, including the body of Jakrapanth. They were brought to the forensic department of a nearby hospital for examination. As the hours passed, there were more victims who did not survive. Because of this, the total number of fatalities rose to 30. The commander of the 2nd Army Region expressed his condolences to the families of those who were killed and injured. He also explained to the public the entire incident, from Jakrapanth's killing of his former commanding officer and his father-in-law, to the brutal attack at Terminal 21, and finally to his death at the hands of the authorities. The 2nd Army Region also promised that they will continue to help all those affected by the tragedy. According to them, many of those who were injured are still in the hospital, and some are still undergoing medical operations to save their lives. After the incident, Facebook received heavy criticism. Many said it took too long. This allowed Jakrapanth to live stream while carrying out his attack. On the other hand, there were also those who criticized the company's decision to suddenly shut down his account because it deprived the public and even the authorities of a way to monitor his actions. In other words, whatever decision Facebook made, it still seemed difficult to avoid intense criticism. The chief of police of Chaifeng province ordered the creation of a special group to thoroughly investigate the incident. Their steps included requesting a statement from Jakrapanth's mother. She was brought to the police station to assist in the investigation, and according to reports, she willingly cooperated with the authorities. She is currently under close monitoring. Each new detail about the case recalls the victims' stories. Meanwhile, the health minister called on the public to donate blood to hospitals to help those who were affected. Many citizens immediately responded to this call, but it wasn't just Facebook that received criticism after the tragedy. Even some TV stations in Thailand also received many complaints from the public because of the way they reported during the crisis. While the police operation was ongoing, they were showing every move of the authorities on air almost in real time. Their coverage was too detailed, from the location of the police to the steps they were taking. Because of this, it is believed that Jakrapanth gained a significant advantage. It was enough for him to just check the news on his cell phone to know where the police were and what they would do next. Many believe that this is one of the reasons why he was able to evade the authorities and remain in hiding for such a long time. Because of the intense controversy, the Thai broadcast regulator called a meeting with representatives from various television stations to discuss the way they reported the news. After the meeting, the regulator issued a new directive. All TV stations were ordered to stop live coverage of ongoing police operations and active attacks. It was also prohibited to provide any information that could hinder or give an advantage to the suspects while the operation is still ongoing. However, reporting the full details of the incident was not prohibited, but they are required to wait for the operation to finish before releasing sensitive information. The investigation also revealed that this was not the first time the regulator issued such an order. Even before, they had already issued several warnings to TV stations about this kind of coverage, but many reportedly did not comply. That's why the regulator warned that anyone who violates these rules again will face heavier penalties. Many members of the public agreed with this decision. On social media, various hashtags trended such as Docs Ban Channel 1, Sucks Ban Thirath, and Ash Media with Nagotai. Without Ethics showed the deep disappointment of many people with the role of the media during the crisis. For many, it seemed that some stations valued high ratings more than public safety. According to some, people's lives should not be risked just for more viewers. But it wasn't only the media that became the center of criticism. The military was also heavily questioned by the public after the incident. One of the main questions was how their own soldier was able to enter the armory and get so many weapons with almost no obstacles. The public's anger grew even more when it was revealed that only a simple padlock served as protection for the camp's weapons storage. For many, that was a huge security lapse. Others believe that the real root of the tragedy is the long-standing issue of abuse and violence. It was also recorded among low-ranking soldiers. According to them, this system is what pushed Jakrapanth down the path of violence. Because of this, the hashtag Charles Reform the Military started trending on social media, calling for widespread changes within the Thai armed forces. Soon after, a high-ranking military official announced that they have started creating new policies to tighten security in the camps and make it harder for anyone with bad intentions to steal or take weapons. At the same time, the issue of gun control or stricter regulations on gun ownership in Thailand was brought up again. However, many also said that this is not the main issue in this case. According to them, the weapons used by Jakrapanth came directly from the military's own storage. So for some, what should really be focused on is the security of the camps and the problems existing within the institution itself, rather than the usual laws about gun ownership. If you liked the video and learned something, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Noel Polo TV for more surprising and meaningful stories from different parts of the world. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.